코로나19로 멈춰있는 일상. 끝이 없을 것 같은 터널을 지나고 있는 대한민국. 그런데 외신의 호평이 쏟아지는 이유는 무엇일까요?
미국 ABC 방송은 스콧 고틀립 전 미국 식품의약국장과 에릭 페이글딩 하버드 공중보건대학원 교수 등 세계 보건 전문가들과 함께 진단 속도와 범위 면에서 한국의 진단 능력은 인상적이라고 평가했습니다. 독일 주간지 슈피겔은 한국의 전략은 단호한 투명성이란 제목의 기사에서 한국 정부의 접근 방식은 전 세계 의료진에게 새로운 바이러스에 대한 중요한 단서를 제공할 수 있다고 소개했습니다.
한국에 거주하는 외신 기자와 전문가, 세계 각국의 외신을 통해 그 해답을 찾아봅니다.
I would say that it's coping remarkably well. They have responded quickly and they have actually helped a lot of people. I think the Korean government and the health authorities here are doing a tremendous job in testing and diagnosing those that have been infected with COVID-19.
I actually think Korea, in a way, right now looks like a model country for the outbreak, and the rest of the world should maybe try to emulate some of the things that South Korea has done.
외신이 주목한 건 코로나19 확산 이후 봉쇄가 아닌 바이러스 검사를 전방위로 확대하는 정면 대응 방식을 택한 한국의 대응법이었습니다.
세계 그 어느 나라보다 빠르고 많은 진단검사를 실시하고 있습니다. 한국의 진단검사는 최대 1일 1만 7천 건까지 가능하며 누적 검사 건수는 19만 건에 이르고 있습니다.
압도적인 규모의 검사로 확진자 수는 급증했지만 적극적 검사가 가장 강력한 수단이라는 외신의 평가가 쏟아졌습니다.
I still do not have a rapid diagnostic test available to me. It's now March. We hear that it's coming very soon, but I'm here to tell you right now, at one of the busiest hospitals in the country, I don't have it at my fingertips. That is a national scandal. They're testing 10,000 a day in some countries, and we can't get this off the ground.
I am very critical of it. It has been a slow response. It has been a lot of, they have so far desired to keep the numbers low so they don't test people. So we really have no idea how many cases are in the US right now. And beyond that, the government itself has been sending mixed messages. So on one hand, you have some states saying one thing, and then you have the president saying another thing. And this type of discord or disharmony in these moments can actually be quite dangerous. The numbers are going to go up a lot, and that's going to worry us all even more. But that's because we're really starting to test the cases. We're getting out there and we're seeing that people have it. And knowledge is better than not knowledge, especially when it comes to viruses and health. So we'll see it go up everywhere in the world, and that will be scary. But we'll also start seeing cases resolve themselves, meaning people will be healed or cured. So they'll be able to go on.
저는 이거는 지금 그냥 알 수 없는 숫자가 많기 때문에 사실 제대로 확인 안 하는 나라에서는 그 병 걸리는 사람 한국보다 더 많을 수도 있어요, 이미. 근데 한국 사람들 되게 열심히 테스팅하니까 그 여기는 숫자가 많이 빨리 올라간 것 같아요. 근데 그거는 좋은 것 같아요. 그래서 독일에서는 테스트 받고 싶어도 생각보다 어려워요. 그래서 베를린에서 우리 소도에서는 테스팅하는 장소가 하나 두 개밖에 없는 게 알고 있어요. 그래서 사람들 확인하고 싶어도 되게 어려워요, 사실.
외신은 한국이 신속한 대규모의 검사로 감염자를 조기에 발견해 적극적으로 대처했기 때문에 치사율을 크게 낮추었다는 긍정적인 평가를 내놓습니다.
I actually think the Korean government has done a pretty good job of dealing with coronavirus. I mean, right now, much of the rest of the world is looking at South Korea's outbreak as a place to learn from. The availability of testing has certainly been impressive, and we're seeing now in the United States there's actually a struggle to get tests available. Granted, it's a much bigger, less dense country, but I think South Korea's proactivity on that has really been impressive. But also, if you look at the death rate right now compared to the number of confirmed cases, right, and the number of confirmed cases isn't necessarily an indication of how many cases there actually are. South Korea has less than a 1% death rate, and right now we're seeing in countries like Iran, Italy, the United States, it's well over 3%. In the case of the US, it's actually at 5% right now. So I think that also speaks to South Korea's ability to keep people alive during this outbreak as well.
한국에서는 어떻게 세계에서 가장 빠르고 많은 양의 검사가 이루어진 것일까요? 첫 번째, 빠른 진단 키트. 실시간 유전자 증폭 검사법으로 꼬박 하루 걸리던 검사 시간을 6시간으로 줄여준 빠른 진단 키트는 적자를 각오하고 개발한 중소기업의 노력과 질병관리본부의 빠른 대처 덕분이었는데요. 보통 개발에서 승인까지 1년이 걸리지만 한 달이 채 걸리지 않는 빠른 시간 안에 만들 수 있었습니다. 두 번째 이유, 세계가 감탄한 드라이브스루 선별진료소. 신속하고 편리하게 차 안에서 물건을 구입하는 시스템의 착안에 만들어진 드라이브스루 선별진료소는 코로나19 검사를 차 안에서 편리하게 받을 수 있을 뿐 아니라 10분 안에 모든 검사를 완료하는 신속함과 교차 감염의 위험을 줄인 안정성까지 갖춘 혁신적인 아이디어라고 해외 언론의 찬사가 끊이지 않았습니다.
I think it's a great opportunity because this does affect a mass amount of people all at once. So I think the ability to test multiple people, like thousands of people at the same time, is really important. And through the drive-through, they can pass through quickly and efficiently. And I think it's a really great program that they've implemented to speed up the process of testing.
근데 한국에서는 이런 드라이브스루 시스템도 설치하고 그래서 사람들 쉽게 빨리 확인할 수 있는 게 이거는 먼저는 아주 중요하다고 생각하고 그래서 얼마나 문제가 심각할 수 있는지 알 수 있고 그리고 사람들 안정한 환경에서 테스팅할 수 있으니까 그거는 먼저는 아주 좋다고 생각합니다.
It's amazing. It's such a good idea, particularly because these drive-through testing facilities. One, it's easy and convenient. So if I wake up and maybe I have a headache and I'm worried, I can just go find out today instead of feeling pressure. Also, it makes it so that you can get those underserved, like the poor or people that are out in rural districts. They actually can be served better through these type of things instead of saying you have to come to a clinic and come to a hospital, and some people are afraid of getting sick there. So it's been an amazing idea.
세계의 방역 롤모델이 된 드라이브스루 선별진료소는 한국에 이어 독일, 미국, 영국 등 세계 여러 나라에서도 운영을 시작했는데요. 외신은 한국의 성공적인 방식을 배우고 경험을 공유해야 한다고 보도했습니다.
I think one of the reasons why there's such a high infection rate is there's Korea is doing a lot of testing, which I think is very good. I think it's the right way to do it because it gives us a lot more data. Whenever we hear about experts saying about death rates, whenever we hear saying about the dangers, it's always about we have limited data because in the US right now the death rate is 11%, which is insanely high. In Korea it's way less because there's so much more testing being done. So I think it's great and that it's good for the outside world as well.
I think the Korean government and the health authorities here are doing a tremendous job in testing and diagnosing those that have been infected with COVID-19. When I look at other countries, look at the United States, it costs, individuals are paying thousands of dollars to get tested. Here in South Korea, I'm pretty sure it's free. And so South Korea is I think, setting an example, when you compare it especially to Japan, in terms of how to deal with this. Again, this is an unprecedented event, and it's important that the international community coordinate its response and follows the advice of health officials.
Are going to these drive-thrus to get tested. When you look at, say, South Korea versus the United States, one concern that I have is that in the U.S. healthcare is extremely expensive, and access to these testing kits right now is not so great compared to South Korea. So I actually think Korea, in a way, right now looks like a model country for the outbreak, and the rest of the world should maybe try to emulate some of the things that South Korea has done.
위 씨는 위기 상황에서 철저한 투명성에 초점을 맞춰 적극적으로 대처한 한국 정부의 대응 능력에 대해 세계의 모범 사례로 꼽힌다고 보도합니다.
South Korea, we have highly developed public health and healthcare systems. We have transparent leadership and very aggressive action that's been on it from day one.
I would say that it's coping remarkably well. It is a difficult situation, and I think that citizens always want these kind of problems to be over right now. But in this situation, we also have to be understanding that we're all adjusting so quickly, but they have responded quickly, and they have actually helped a lot of people. The Korean government has stepped in and said, you will not lose your job, you will be able to afford food. Stay home if you're sick. And that's something that has a great impact.
I think we're starting to see now that this is not an issue that's just localized to Asia. I know in the US, where I'm originally from, there's a lot of panic and fear right now. In Italy, we're seeing outbreaks. In faraway places, we're seeing outbreaks. And I think probably given how infectious this virus is, the situation is going to get worse and it's going to spread to much of the world. How each individual country deals with that and how devastated they are will really depend on, how freely the government's sharing information. I think, South Korea has been very proactive about testing people freely, diagnosing them, looking at false alarms and things like that. So if anything, I think the high detection rate is actually an indicator of how ready South Korea has been to deal with this outbreak. The other thing that we have to consider is that South Korea's outbreak was really kind of in the beginning of all of this. Other than China, South Korea really was the second victim of the coronavirus. And so I think, there's been a lot of learning along the way. Information has changed since we first detected the virus, everything from the incubation period to how it's passed to what the symptoms are. And so for this country to be so flexible as researchers are figuring everything out, I also think that's a good sign.
또 웨 씨는 한국이 확진자의 동선을 투명하고 상세하게 대중에게 알리는 정보 공개로 세계 어디에도 없는 새로운 방역 모델을 만들고 있다고 전했습니다. 신용카드 기록과 폐쇄 회로 화면, 휴대전화 위치 확인 서비스와 교통카드 등 빅데이터를 이용해서 확진자들의 동선을 파악하고 있다고 소개했는데요. 대중에게 공개하는 정보가 세부적이라는 측면에서 매우 돋보인다고 평가했습니다.
I I think the government's done many good things. They've been very open about what is happening, like with the reporting of numbers and keeping the general public aware of what's happening. And we can tell that they're taking it very seriously, and that they put a lot of thought and discussion about their decisions that they make.
I think Korea is doing really a pretty good job, and the best that you could really ask. I think the government is making a good move in developing a very robust supplementary budget to deal with the containment and mitigation of the COVID-19 consequences, be they economic or health. I think it's important to kind of trust the government and to maybe even set a little bit of a low bar. Once this is all over, we'll have a better understanding of what we should have done and what we could have done. But as long as the government is behaving in ways that it feels are in the public interest, in the interest of the public health, I think we should continue to trust in that government. It's when they've behaved, or we find them behaving in ways that are not in the interest of public health, that I feel perhaps are too much swayed toward economic concerns. That would be something I would have an issue with. So as long as they're behaving in ways that are, again, in the interest of public health, we need to have faith in what the government's doing.
외신은 코로나19 관련 언론이 감시 기능을 수행하면서 정부의 신속한 검사로 이어지고 있다고 분석했는데요.
The press certainly has been well briefed during this outbreak. I think the ability to write about this so freely has, one, put pressure on local governments a little bit to tackle this issue. I think it also has allowed the citizens to, gain awareness about whether or not they might have been exposed to the virus. So, for instance, one thing that was interesting about South Korea is every time there was a confirmed case in the beginning, that person's path and movement was posted online, shared through legacy media networks, things like that. And so people were able to say, I was in that area, maybe I should be tested too. So do I think that the media accessibility helped spur the number of cases? In a way, yeah, because it increased public awareness. Maybe more people were checking themselves in.
한국의 자유로운 언론 환경으로 정보를 투명하게 공개해 질병 확산을 효과적으로 통제하고 있다고 평가했습니다.
The press here in Korea has been very excellent about tracking down the causes of the spread, such as the Shincheonji Church, as we've seen. And I think it's great that so much information is being available to the public, and I feel like the government very, very cooperative. I find now that it's so much easier getting in touch with officials and getting available information and getting in touch with the right people that I need to get in touch with. For example, for the warning system that's on the phones.
That's a really important gauge of how fast it is spreading here. And I think in particular China obviously isn't testing as quickly. And the information that we're getting out of China also is suspect, because we know that Beijing controls the media very much and that they have a relatively closed media system. So it's really important that, I believe, countries have an open media system so that when there are challenges like this that could affect the international community can trust the information that they're getting from the media. And that can then serve that international community in developing mitigation methods to combat such a serious threat to international health.
외신은 한국에서는 이동 통제, 제재와 같은 조치 없이 시민들이 자발적으로 마스크를 쓰고 위생 수칙을 철저히 지켰다고 보도하며 한국의 성숙한 시민의식에 칭찬을 아끼지 않았습니다.
South Korea, in my opinion, has been doing a very good job at dealing with the virus. I think South Koreans as a people, in my experience, have also been very proactive about it. And, you know, this is a public health issue that we all have to be a part of. We all have to worry about catching the virus, but also not transmitting the virus to other people. When I speak with experts, they actually say that, you know, we've probably gotten past the rock bottom in South Korea at this point. The rate of new confirmed cases day to day is decreasing, and hopefully outside of Daegu, this is now going to be a contained issue.
유타대 모건 포터 교수는 임대료 인하, 자원봉사자와 의료진의 헌신, 수많은 기부 행렬을 통해 이번 사태를 극복하는 한국 국민의 열정에 관심을 보입니다.
So this is another great moment for Korea where they show that they are together in it. And even though I may live in Seoul or Incheon, I'm still worried about people who aren't near me, maybe not even family, but that matter. And it's not just the physical that's helping, but it's also helping the people of Daegu mentally, where they know that people care. And that both of those things, physical and mental, that's a big deal. And that's such an important part of being Korean, is that they, whether you're in Daegu or Seoul or Busan, like it doesn't matter. You're together in it.
의사들하고 간호사들 뭐 정말 거의 쓰러질 때까지 일하잖아요. 또 개인적으로 이런 모습 보니까 그 감동받고 그냥 제가 느꼈던 게 한국 사회적으로 옛날에 또 97년 금 빼고 은행 가서 뭐 이렇게 그냥 이런 마음 정말 우리 한 팀이야. 우리 다 같이 할 수 있다. 조금 전체 이야기는 슬픈 이야기지만 근데 어떤 좋은 결과 있을 수도 있다고 생각해요.
14개의 도시를 봉쇄했던 중국, 전국 봉쇄령을 내린 이탈리아. 하지만 대구는 봉쇄되지 않았습니다. 외신은 민주주의 국가의 강점을 잘 활용해 국민의 건강을 보호하는 것이 더 적합함을 증명한 국가는 바로 한국이라고 말합니다.
South Korea is now really a mature democracy, and I hope that the South Korean public recognizes that. I'd like to say to South Koreans, trust in your government and do your best. Be diligent in the ways that you behave to contain and mitigate the spread of COVID-19.
우리 시각으로 보지 못하는 것들을 이제 볼 수 있게 해주는 측면이 있고, 우리에게 필요한 정확한 정보를 알려주는 것보다는 병맛중계식 보도, 그다음에 불안을 부추기는 보도, 정부가 뭔가 못하는 것처럼 보이게 하려는 보도, 이런 걸로 점철돼 있죠. 그런 걸 다 오롯이 다 외신이 보충해 주고 있다고 해도 과언이 아닌 거예요.
많은 외신이 한국만큼 코로나19를 잘 대응하는 나라가 없다고 합니다. 이러한 호평이 나오는 그 중심에는 많은 어려움을 극복하면서 얻은 경험과 힘겹게 이룩한 민주주의의 힘이 자리 잡고 있지 않을까요?
This wall in your heart.